Vambora. Eu já ia lá mesmo botar a fita no que essa pra... Pô, como é que eu subo ali, hein?
We're at the top of
I think so.
Doesn't matter. It's...
Ué? Cadê os bagulho, mano? Ah lá, ah lá!
It's piano music.
Chat. Tá difícil, viu? Tá arranhado? Tá arranhado. Canta! Ah.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Boca! Cantarolar. Tá. Segundo lugar que a gente vai, chat. Aqui. Falar com o passarinho. Passarinho! 2. Terceiro lugar que a gente vai. Pedir pra ela tocar música. Será que só ficar aqui já dá? Acho que é melhor eu...
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune?
Sure.
Mais um! Tá faltando um. Ele não viu mesmo? Por que eu não vi a interrogação gigante? Eu vi a interrogação gigante, chat. Mas daí é pra eu resolver descobrir o que eu vi até o caso até agora. Eu tô... Oh, eu ouvi mais música em algum lugar, eu só não lembro onde. Vou falar com ela.
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
Não, foi um periquito. Não. Cego é pouco? O que eu não vi, cara? Na moral?
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a
prima,
bloody
hein?
knife.
Realmente
I think
você
you're right.
não viu?
Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why?
Ele
To
viu?
distract us?
Eu vi.
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Lógico que eu vi.
Possibly.
A lembrar pros dois.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down.
Sim.
Normally, it can only be opened from the inside.
Sim.
Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope,
Não.
but he did see Flora lying by the
Caiu.
window.
Caiu.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what? did stab Freya?
Periquito!
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what and more
Cara, ele é
interested
muito burro, esse cara. Juro pra você.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with a painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting?
É o que eu falei! Eu falei!
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
Acho que quer pra eu ver, mano.
The ground's moist. Wonder how often it
I
rains.
cannot believe how exciting this murder
Eu
investigation.
não entendi o que era pra eu ver. Mas tudo bem. Esse daqui? Ah, esse daqui eu vi já. Eu já tinha visto. É que eu quero lembrar onde é que foi o último periquito que eu ouvi cantar, mano. Teve mais uma música que eu ouvi em algum lugar. Aí você vai perguntar, Sr. Alan, você lembra? Cara, eu vou ter que falar o seguinte. Infelizmente, eu vou vir a não lembrar. Tá ligado?
The bird cage. But the birds are coming.
that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Eu não lembro. Eu ouvi mais uma música. Em algum lugar. Eu só não lembro onde. Foda-se. Será que era aqui? Só tão gostoso.
It's a statue of a wolf,
Ó o lobo.
standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here. Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed.
Just dusty junk. What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
Carretel, chat. Carretel de latão com parafuso em cima. Enrolado no carretel um pedaço de corda vermelha.
Just dusty junk.
It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh.
What's in that little box?
Ah,
I bet
vai
it's
ter
bones.
enigma,
A
né?
skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
Where's that light coming from?
Oh, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards.
Ela tomou uma facada de cima.
Is that what I think it is?
Ela caiu e alguém dropou uma faca por cima dela.
Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
Where's that light
No,
coming
it's
from?
just there's a decent gap between those. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
Por que ele só fala assim?
Is that what I think?
É o que você acha que é sim, cara.
Is that what I think it is?
Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Tá, não sei mais o que fazer, hein, chat.
Just dusty junk.
A gente pode vir aqui, ó. E fazer o quê?
I'm still not sure.
Should
about-
we take another look?
Lógico que dá pra resolver, cara. Já tá resolvido. Vai, abre.
Looks like he's playing a...
Use some kind of
Did you not
harpist.
know? A little handheld.
Liar.
Aí,
It's the
ó.
truth, I swear.
Falta só um. Ah, o jogo vai me obrigar mesmo.
Let's come back
Chat,
later.
o jogo vai realmente me obrigar a achar mais um periquito cantante que eu não lembro onde é que tá, porque eu já esqueci. Porque minha memória é ruim.
Ah, a little
It's
water.
making
Wonder how it's hooked up.
Gente, eu não lembro cadê a última
in a
música.
garden.
In a garden. It's
He's
an
playing over.
ezoso.
Well, they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Te vira? Não. Eu não lembro, cara. Eu lembro que eu ouvi.
We already solved it.
Ah, é um enigma.
You know, the birds.
Oh, if that's true, can they even... That's a big window.
Kátia, eu não lembro onde eu ouvi os periquitos cantar. Eu preciso de mais uma cantoria. Chat, eu vou falar com a Fifi. É algo que eu pensei aqui. Eu vou perguntar pra ela do carretel.
Is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes.
Cara, eu vou falar o que com a Fifi.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for
Why's
her.
that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming
Vou
enough
falar
to
o que
ask.
com a Fifi?
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Peguei agora do que esse jogo, investigação criminal policial. Puta, eu não perguntei nada pra essa mina.
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's
Tati, eu
well,
acho
such
que
thing, you've got to be
ele
just
planta
barely
Bitcoin.
fine.
So what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's
Oh,
ask him
era o
about
nosso último suspeito, ele, né? Todo mundo já tem coisa suspeita, falta só ele.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were
Nosso último
seen
suspeito.
sneaking
Tá ali,
up
Lumata, brigar
Pointer
pelo
Tower,
57.
holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
Foi.
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Alan Warner postou no YouTube o vídeo em PTBR em 4K. Ô, amanhã eu vejo na live, no começo a gente vê de novo, eu animo fácil. Ele tava carregando outra coisa, ele tava
Fifi
carregando aquele
did
pau
see
dele lá.
Fitz, but he was holding something
Esqueci o
else.
nome daquele negócio quadrado.
So, if it wasn't a
triangular.
knife, what was it?
A pá. Pazinha.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's
Cara, eu sou
room.
muito inteligente. É fora da realidade. É
That
fora da
flower.
realidade.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Irmão, você tem fotinho no Insta com a flor na mão, cara. É? Cadê fotinho tua com a flor na mão? Aqui, ó.
That's not right.
Falei que não era isso, cara. A hora que eu bati o olho, eu falei, não é esse tipo de coisa. Posso te falar o que te liga com a flor? Você quer que eu fale? Aqui, ó.
Let's take a closer look at these.
A mesma terra azul da flor. O vaso e a terra no quarto da Flora combina com o vaso e a terra encontrado
The
na
pot and
estufa.
soil in Flora's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Almost. Maybe just change one.
Ué. Ah, é que não é o quarto da Flora, né, mano? É no quarto da Penny.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches
Confundi o nome
the
das
pot and
pessoas.
soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
Pronto, chat, resolvido,
Let me
resolvido.
guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz.
E por
There's
que a flor tá
no way it's a
morta?
coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
Hein, chat, por que a flor
It
tá
took
morta?
me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I
Tem muito
go
nome, é
into her
muito
room
nome,
every
mano.
now and again.
Obrigado,
when
Pucas,
she's
por
not
comprar a
there.
vaga, viu, mano?
Water the
Pena que...
flower, change the
Não há
soil.
vagas.
Just trying to keep it alive.
Tá. Todo mundo suspeito já foi suspeito. Desculpa, é alto essa porra, né? Só que, chat, a questão agora é a seguinte. Falta um áudio que eu ouvi, que eu lembro. Eu só não lembro onde. Pô, cara, eu cliquei sem querer. Eu acho que foi aqui que eu ouvi o áudio. Foi esse aí mesmo. Foi esse aí mesmo. Pronto, resolvemos, mano.
That's all four melodies, I think.
So,
É
what
que eu não
do we
lembrava.
do with them?
Eu cliquei. Eu juro, essa vez eu juro que foi sem querer. Eu juro que foi muito sem querer. Tati, tá ali pra usar, né, mano?
Let's try this.
Na
You know,
moral.
I think
Oh,
we might
cliquei
be-
sem querer, eu tava clicando. Caralho, mano.
That's gotta be right.
Tá certo.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Falei que era uma porta aquilo, a boca do dragão.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Tati, aí é o último lugar. É agora. Ah lá, é o último capítulo. A lixo. Abaixo. Olha ela aí. Calma, acho que é a minha parceira, né? Ah, não. Ali vai ser um enigma. Inseto.
Forensic Entomology, Volume 3.
That's an incredibly specific area of study. A cracked glass tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has 1 or 2 insects inside. I can't tell if they're still alive.
I like that you called them rooms.
What's in there?
Ah, não.
9 beetles. All different, all dead.
Ah lá, mas ela tava na busca do dourado, que ele tinha o bagulho, esse bagulho aqui no rosto.
There's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean. It's a little diagram of a beetle with some
É o dourado esse
incomprehensible
que tem
notes
esse
scribbled
negócio.
next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
É verdade, os duvidos são diferenciados mesmo.
9 beetles.
Or little
There's a
bits.
bunch, mostly numbers.
Bugs. Big ones.
Looks like they're made of metal. It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold.
Ai, já tô com medo de clicar ali que vai ser um enigma. Oh!
It's a hatch.
But we're already in the basement.
Depends on your perspective.
Let's not go down just yet. We still haven't explored this room properly. Rows of plants, growing in wide wooden boxes.
What color is the soil?
It looks black, but it's too dark to tell.
Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it?
Mais um enigma, chat. Mas pelo menos eu sei que eu vou resolver isso aqui
Weird
coisa
looking safe.
rápida, né?
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
Ah, a gente tem que criar um caminho secreto. Nossa, esse daqui é o enigma mais idiota que eu já vi na minha vida. Impressionante. Tá bom, beleza. Eu vou aceitar que, beleza, o jogo ele me pegou desprevenido aqui. Chat, eu não sei o que eu tenho que fazer. Não encaixa, cara, as coisas. E agora? E se a gente começar por cima? Oh, não tá dando certo, gente. Tá muito difícil. Não tô conseguindo conectar um ao outro. Gente, não tô conseguindo. Ele não tem atenção. Ele me Tô com muita atenção. Tá? Muito. Pô, nem tá ligado ali, você viu? Agora tá. Calma aí, chat. Deixa eu rebaixar. Isso daqui tá ligado ou não? Como é que eu sei que tá ligado? Gente, tá difícil, hein? Esse daqui é difícil. Pô, essa música é mó legal, mano. Gente, eu não sei. É o mais fácil até agora, né? Esse daqui deve ser o mais difícil.
Nothing.
I think we're trying to make a path between the key and lock symbols on either side.
Nossa, não me diga. É sério. Você jura? Nossa! Não pode ser possível isso. Chat, não sei. Reseta. Porque senão não dá muito jogo, não. Flick, 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 flick.
I guess that's wrong.
The easiest part should be connecting the path to the two symbols at either end, since they don't move.
Sim, eu já fiz isso, minha querida. Você percebeu que eu fiz isso? Ou você não tá prestando atenção? Porque eu fiz isso. Tá? Calma aí, chat. Calma aí, cara. Mas, cara, é muita dificuldade. Gente, eu não sei. Gente, eu não sei. É muito difícil, mano. Eu amo o Alan, mas dá tanta agonia ver ele usando o cérebro. Cara, você vai mentir pra mim? Você já ia ter aberto o vídeo do Edu. Não vem pagar de sabichão pra cima de mim. Pelo amor de Deus, cara. Esse enigma é muito difícil. Eu resolvi todos os enigmas muito fácil, mas esse daqui eles pegaram, porque é o fim do jogo. Ó, esse, única forma de conectar... Aí, ó, não conecta mais nada. Chat, não conecta, mano. Não conecta, não pode ser. Gente, eu não sei. Tem que usar todos? Não, tem que ligar, né? Tipo assim, ó. Tem que ficar conectado, eu acho, né? Ó, por exemplo, assim não tá conectado, então não vai. Eu acho.
I'll do this later. A candle.
Very medieval.
I was thinking pirates.
Medieval pirates. Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't
Tava bugado por isso. Chat, a gente tá meio que assim, meia bomba, hein? Meia bomba. Calma, calma, calma.
That's the one.
Porra, chat! Muito fácil esse, mano. Vocês viram? Vocês viram? De prima!
Anything inside?
Porra, que difícil, mano. Não tava conectando.
More research.
Ah lá. Uma pasta contém anotações de diagrama de pesquisa. 1. Nossa fauna e flora singulares são subproduto de vários produtos químicos ainda não identificados. 2. Esses produtos químicos estão continuamente presentes na água, formando nuvens e enchendo o lago. Isso causa uma variedade de mutações em plantas e animais. 3. Criaturas menores, como aracnídeos, insetos, moluscos, anfíbios e crustáceos são as mais afetadas. Entretanto, os produtos químicos podem subir pelos níveis tróficos e causar mutações em pássaros e répteis. Até onde sabemos, os mamíferos ainda não foram afetados. 4 é o besouro, é o que tá faltando aqui, né?
Whose research is this? This is some seriously in-depth research.
It's impressive, but it's incomplete.
Sim, é o
There's a section missing.
do besouro. Cadê? Aqui. Acabou a pesquisa. De quem era essa pesquisa?
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Pointer has been trying to breed the ink-dip bird in the underground laboratory. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Fácil, Chaz. Daí foi fácil. Daí foi fácil. Deu nem
Why?
graça.
Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya.
Alô,
after all.
Samuzeira.
We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Ready to go down? Again?
Mais um não acaba, cara. Chat, será que a gente acaba hoje? Andar inferior.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks, and a green hat draped on top for good measure.
2 sobretudos,
These
mano.
puddles
Acaba
worry
assim.
you?
Quanto tempo você tá disposto a jogar ainda hoje? Caralho, sub. 10h30. 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 10h30.
Why?
That's lake water. But it's indoors.
Mentira, esse jogo é 6 horas, cara. Não é possível.
I see your point.
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Se você conseguir resolver tudo rápido, termina. Graças a Deus tem a dica
but
do jogo.
there's more. They're also damp and empty. A single book.
Não,
on a
tem que
little
terminar hoje.
makeshift
Amanhã não
table.
pode. Amanhã temos outras coisas pra jogar.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Místidos do Maricel, um livro ilustrado infantil, parece bastante antigo. O borra-tinta, um pássaro elegante de plumagem vermelha e branca. A cobra genta. Ah, o garralma que falou, um réptil aquático sem olhos e com uma longa língua. O garralma, um caranguejo com garras de 3 diferentes tamanhos. O bipecatraco, uma criatura bípede similar a um sapo. Essa chave aqui.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal
Não era uma
stabbing
chave,
grenade.
é um bagulho furante, mano. Olha, a vara! A vara! Uma vara lisa e resistente de metal. Foi usada pra furar uma fotografia. A vara tem uma ponta curvada, como uma flecha ou um ponteiro de relógio. Tem um pequeno círculo atrás, com um pedaço de corda vermelha amarrado. O metal está perfeitamente limpo e polido. É a arma, chat. É a arma do crime.
So what's the photo?
Foi moldurada, mas está um pouco úmida. A foto mostra uma jovem garota, um homem enorme senta-se ao seu lado. Em volta deles, vários pássaros vermelhos e brancos. Um objeto de metal furou a foto, deixando um buraco próximo ao peito do homem.
Do you know who it is in the photo?
Sim, é o Roger Royce.
This man in the photo.
É o pai da
He
Flora.
reminds me of something from one of our clues.
That's not right. Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Não, era o pai
Yeah.
dela.
It makes sense when you know who he is. Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think
Você
she looks
viu?
so different.
E acabou, é isso? Tem um no meio aqui, hein, chat. É quem matou o Barbara Jones.
It's an empty bookcase.
Something tells me it's been empty for a long time. There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Music room. The rooftop garden. That name makes a little more sense in this context.
Mansão
Misted
Místida.
Mansion. North side cross section. Is it not Tangle Tower?
Tangle Tower. Before the towers?
Storage.
It's Freya's room. The library. The Grand Hall.
What's that thing in the middle?
I think it's that big glass tube. The Grand Hall.
What's that?
I think it's that big...
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
How did we miss it?
Chat, tem um lugar que a gente não foi.
The Grand Hall. I think it's that big... A bedroom.
Penny's room, I think. A bedroom.
That's Fifi's room, isn't it?
That's the room we're in now. It must be. It's not labeled as anything on these plans, though.
I think it already existed when this was made.
It's the aviary.
E tem o símbolo dos X-Men aqui, mano.
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
Mansão Místida, um rolo de pergaminho onde a planta para a enorme mansão foi desenhada. Uma linha horizontal marcou onde o lago costumava ser e onde é agora. Não entendi isso daí, não. A mansão foi construída sobre uma grande estrutura no meio do lago, suportada por pilastras. O quarto da freia está listado como um depósito. Um cômodo intitulado escritório está no centro. É lá que a gente precisa ir, chat. Como na escola lá.
Let's not wander off right now.
Ué? Ué?
Do these puddles?
Why?
That's like indoors.
I see your point.
Basements don't normally
We're
have...
at the bottom of the lake. We must be.
Right.
Gente,
But
eu já
if that's
gastei
the
muito
lake
meu
bed,
cérebro, né? Por
why
isso que
does
minha
it look
dicção
like
tá meio
Like
ruim.
what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with one candle?
Chat,
Still coming through the window.
a gente
I'm
Tá.
pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom.
já pra abrir
Not
plus 3, bom,
lighter.
legal abrir plus
Why
15.
is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty, though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
Não entendi o que ele quis dizer com esse enigma dele.
Let's head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last
O último, chat. Ele falou que é o último. Eita, ficou escuro, hein? Tá de noite já.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes
Ele
all
tá
the way
loucaço
up.
pra terminar. Não, porque, mano, eu falei, não, esse jogo é de uma live. Eu não posso ficar 2 lives nele. É questão honra, é questão de palavra, cara. Não tem como. Não, a gente tá no fim já, tá tranquilo.
How are we supposed to
Ainda
get
tem
up there?
uma horinha aí de live, tranquilo, se eu terminar.
Hang on, it's pitch black, but I think there's a switch.
Puxa. Incompetência sua em puzzles. Cara, eu resolvi os puzzles tudo rápido. Foi coisa instantânea, alguns.
Wanna go up?
Né? Mansão grande da porra, mano. E ai! O ação! O coração escondido, chat. Olha lá olha o garraçapo.
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not. You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
I guess that's
I don't
wrong.
think we need to
What do
get.
you mean?
We have all the information we need in our case.
A gente tem
This
que...
crab really
That
reminds.
little wooden toy we found?
Yeah, but I don't think I've seen it more.
Calma,
recently.
cara. Para de falar de me dar backseat. Daí os caras eu resolvo, os caras falam que eu sou burro, né? Olha lá, ó, as duas abertas e a de baixo fechada com a mãozinha de lado, fazendo um deb, mano.
Is that a crab?
It's got
Also, crab. I guess that's
I
wrong.
don't think we need to
What do
get.
you mean?
We have all the information we need in our.
Nothing.
I'm sure I've seen this thing somewhere before.
Nope.
Wasn't this
The children's book.
this crab?
That-
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Chat, na moral. Na moral. Olha isso daqui. Será que mostra o pé? Eu tenho que mexer o pé dele também, mano? Para de falar. Para de me xingar.
Is that a
It's got
also crab?
Não, a perna dele não morra. Ah, mexe aqui também, mano.
I
I
guess
don't
that.
think we have all the information we need in our.
Nothing.
I'm sure I've seen this thing.
Nope.
Wasn't
The
this?
children's book. 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 Nope.
Wasn't
The
this?
children's book.
This crab?
That
Yeah, I
little-
think I've seen it more. Recently.
Ó, essa mão um pouquinho pra cima, a da direita reta, aberta, aberta, fechado. Essa daqui também um pouquinho pra cima.
Is that a crab?
It's got-
Also, perfect.
Porra, na moral, vai me fuder, hein, caralho. Arma do crime!
This.
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
O carretel. Besta, você quer.
What is it?
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know,
Cara, tem um nó.
but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other
Palita abre
parts?
pelos 23.
We found them already.
Já. Aqui é o carretel. Aqui é a flecha. Cadê a flecha, gente? Cadê a flecha?
That doesn't...
We need something that could...
Ah, tá aqui. Pronto.
What do you make of it?
Arma do
Not
crime.
sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely
A
the
flecha
murder
tá
weapon.
nos
But that
incríveis.
doesn't mean we've solved the mystery.
Cara, lógico que
Who
resolvemos.
are all the people in this photo?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
Eita, é os Fellows. Uma foto da família, uma moldura resistente de madeira está empoeirada e parece bem antiga. Numa placa de latão sob ela lê-se: os embaixadores da mansão mística. A foto mostra 2 mulheres e 3 homens, usando uma grande variedade de estilo de roupa. Todas as 5 pessoas tiveram seus rostos rabiscados com tinta preta. É azul isso daí.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Nossa,
Oh, you
mano.
think
Sabe,
so?
é pelos 10.
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
São os Remingtons.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull?
If that's a bird skull,
Ah, gente, na moral.
we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Watch out.
Thanks.
Esse daqui eu já vi.
Who are
Not sure her eyes have all been crossed
Caralho,
out.
Alan. Na moral, chat, meu cérebro já não tá funcionando. Me dá uns 2 minutos aí. Esse
You
louco.
know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though,
Não ia zerar hoje? Estamos zerando, cara. É que o jogo é mais longo que eu
wooden
achei.
pinboard hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Chat, era aquilo que a gente já viu. Ué, não é isso não que bota aqui?
It's a wooden hung up.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Um grande pedaço de papel está pendurado no meio. 3 linhas foram desenhadas de uma lacuna no centro. Um pedaço de papel menor logo abaixo mostra um desenho que lembra uma figura encapotada. Oh, é a... Chat, a Hawkthorne é a Freya. Nossa, que jogo fácil. Que jogo fácil. Já matei. Já matei. Já matei.
Crumpled up paper.
Que jogo fácil.
Is there anything written on any
Not
of it?
really. It's mostly blank.
Que jogo
Nice
fácil.
chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe. Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one.
Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Ih, caderninho, hein? Várias páginas foram arrancadas, mas algumas ainda persistem. Quinto embaixador localizado, finalmente. Não posso dizer que estava otimista, mas com certeza gerou decepção. Nada superior ao restante. Levei meu amigo Místico até o salão de música para experimentos. Funciona, talvez até bem demais. O laboratório foi outra decepção. Todo aquele esforço pra quê? Ele ainda é mais capaz de enxergar do que eu esperava. Foi até o fundo, bela vista. Foi quase completamente limpo, mas eu consegui o que queria. Ela entrou, foi cuidadosa, não mexeu em nada, mas eu sei. Chegou a hora.
An axe and some kind of hunting rifle, mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
É o
The
arco.
one that isn't there.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes, but yeah, there's something.
Queimaram o periquito! Nada além de uma pilha de poeira e cinzas. Junto a essas cinzas, vários botões pretos. Restos de tecido vermelho ainda são visíveis.
Someone's been using this room. I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion, but nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project
Ah, isso daí
on
tá
this
easy
pinboard.
game, hein?
Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
Não, tem uns enigma aí que é piada, né? Pelo amor de Deus. Ó. Ó. Oops.
Painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Pô,
Should we
tô
go
entendendo
ask
nada até agora,
Detective
mano.
Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
Ah, nem eu. Ainda bem que eles não sabem, porque eu também não sei, não. Cara, não acaba, cara. Quantos capítulos existem no mundo? O assassinato. Ah, esse é bom. Esse é bom.
Time to solve this.
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Chat, e
Let's
agora?
start with this.
É o
It's
momento.
an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
Do teto.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Sim.
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Mas ela caiu.
Right.
Unless... Freya was already lying on her back
É.
before the arrow was fired.
I think so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Sim. Essa daqui é fácil.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
Besourinho. Besourinho, meu príncipe. Vem com graça pra cima de mim. Você acha que eu não resolvo esse enigma? Cadê o besouro?
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think
Mas ele
so,
foi
not by
amplificado
itself.
pelo gramofone,
But
né?
don't forget, it was being amplified
Caralho.
by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of
Pelo amor de
frequency.
Deus, chat. Pelo
This
amor
is
de
getting
Deus. É
kinda
muito cérebro.
scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The horn it's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too.
É verdade.
I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too. Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration. Enough to crack metal. Enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Chat, eu sou muito
Yeah,
inteligente.
that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off?
Eu
Wouldn't
falei
they
que
have
foi o
been used to-
jardineiro,
Think
porra!
about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They protected themselves.
How?
A primeira coisa que eu falei.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Alan, você falou que foi todo
Right.
mundo. Ué,
Let's go
errado eu
over
não tô,
everything
então.
from the start.
Eu acertei, com
1.
certeza.
Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure.
O periquito,
Maybe
caralho.
something in the music?
A pena, cara.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Tá, vamos, vamos. Mas quem que foi? Porque ele usou o topa-tolho. Ele usou o tapa-ouvido do mano, né? O que tá incomodando? Fala pro pai. Ah, não sei. Tá faltando um vaso, é isso que tá incomodando. Eu já tinha visto isso há muito tempo. Você baixa a bola. Que eu já tinha falado isso.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
Aí, ó. Tá faltando um vaso, vai.
The plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look.
Já vi, já vi. Já vi. Os suiabos e comem a semente da tantum amica. Mas tá faltando
I
um...
can see the stars.
It's dark.
Pô, não tá me ajudando, querido. Você pode dar o que você acha aí? Você vem aqui toda enigmática pra cima de mim e não fala mais nada, caralho.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
Aqui, ó. Look it.
The plant. It's in the
What?
book. Look.
Chat, a mina vai querer falar em enigma bem agora, mano. Na moral. Eu não sei o que ela quer que eu faça, de verdade. Eu sei que... Oh, que da hora de noite, né? Mó bonito.
I can see the stars. I can see the stars.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
O que você quer que eu faça, jogo?
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Chat, era isso. Eu já entendi. Eu já entendi. o pincel.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
A pena.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room.
É que uma pena pode ser um pincel,
Where'd
depende do
it
ponto de
go?
vista. Você pode usar pra pintar, né?
We found it somewhere else. We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? Final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she
Eu imaginei.
The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change. Blood on the brush was going to be used to paint. Almost. Maybe just. Brown and gray paint was almost. Maybe just. The blood. Almost. Maybe. The yellow paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window.
Sim.
Something in the window. Oh.
Sim. Amém? Irmão, amém, cara! Ah, porque a única tinta que não tinha no quadro era o amarelo, né, velho? É verdade. Uma coisa amarela. Um periquito. Ah, era um periquito camuflado.
There she is. Our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did, but she's a very good listener. Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope.
Ah,
if
é
you
a
don't know.
Penélope.
But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Algo forte pra amarrar as mãos dela.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Cara!
Justice for Freya.
Is that right? interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
Luck, brilhar pelos 48, mano.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
Cara!
I suppose I
Calma,
can't
cara, que
argue
isso?
with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us. So why not help us out?
É,
Very
por quê,
well.
né, que ela matou?
Penelope Pointer is actually not
É
very...
porque ela não é a Penelope Pointer. Ela, na
She
verdade, é...
pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many
Arrombou?
times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
Olha só, mandou um
Bunch of
arrombei, mano.
people
Ela
who
não falou
don't
arrombei.
live here
Ela falou
anymore.
viajei,
I
né? Aí-
couldn't have put it better myself.
Ah, não,
My
não faz nem
mother,
sentido essa
for
tradução, mano.
My father,
Não tem nada a ver
too.
com arrombar.
The other 2 Remingtons, Poppy's mother, Primrose, and her brother Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer
minha cara.
answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
O que eu fiz?
Found
Eu
what?
até clipei. O que eu fiz, cara? Cara, nem presta atenção. Ela descobriu o escritório.
The study. The one hidden in the middle of
O
the
que eu
house.
fiz? Eu não
It's
vi.
right next to a bedroom.
Tá tomando meu cafezinho, mano.
Voices at night.
Eu não consigo ver agora.
And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through.
Eu quero ver agora, só
Eventually, I
depois
couldn't take it
do
anymore.
ver jogo.
I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant.
Para, eu
than I
nem
thought.
sei. Eu falei sem querer.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
Eu nem
It's a
sei o que
collective
é um
term
místido,
From
mano.
before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water.
Isso é
The
místico?
mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mystids. Like cryptids. Like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was
Chat,
intentional
ela é o
paranoia.
besouro
The
dourado.
main difference being mystids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret.
Ela é o
Or at
besouro
least,
dourado,
that was
chat.
the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object
que
that
frio,
rather
cara.
changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
Alan já tá com a fome, bateu, mano. Eu tô com uma fome do caralho, mano. Sim, comeria um caralho. É algo que a Penny encontrou no estúdio que respondeu as perguntas. Ah, cara, isso é fácil de responder.
That's not it.
Lógico que não é, porque é isso aqui.
That's not
É lógico que não é, eu falei que não era esse tipo de coisa.
That's not
Não é
right.
isso mesmo. Se eu fosse ela, eu falaria que era...
That's not right.
Claro que também não é isso. Cara... Sinceramente... Ela encontrou lá no estúdio, chat, a foto do grupo
The
místico, né?
5 missing family members standing together as a single unit,
Sim.
calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past.
Eu tô
When I
chorando. O
looked
que que eu fiz? Eu quero
inside
ver,
the
mano. Eu tô
incinerator
muito
on my
curioso.
first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself. All empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you
Oh, o
track
foda é
them
que ela vai
down?
falar pra caralho
It
e
was
eu só quero
tough.
jantar, mano.
They'd taken
10h30
almost
já,
everything.
pelo amor de Deus.
Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And what happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose. They had it. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that
Ai, que
still
vontade de
live
rir.
here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
O cara quer
Eventually,
jantar. Oh,
I
eu quero
returned
jantar.
to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up, but instead, I made a decision.
Ela é etimologista.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still
A
of
Freya.
interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer
O tio
had
Pointer.
suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask.
A
Pointer
pandemia tá aí,
had
né?
found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
O besouro.
So, where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure. But I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post?
Oxi.
From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim
Ela que
of
plantou a
theft.
sementinha,
When I
mano.
offered to
As
call
agora
in a
lembrar pelo
private
6.
detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably
Ah, tá
little
tudo bem?
progress.
Tô com
Barely
fome.
scratching the surface.
Tô lendo, né, Chad? Não
Beatles'
posso falar
true
por cima,
mystery.
senão quebra o
Which
clima.
is?
Ué.
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in.
Those
Did you
days
ever
per
question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found
coçou meu
something
zóio,
others
mano.
had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
E sabe tirando, né, cara? O testamento de Freya Fellow. Tati, nunca vai acabar.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me.
Não,
It's my
agora é o
fault.
late game.
I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Sabia. Sabia porque eu vi já. É aqui, ó. Aqui, ó.
That almost? But it's not
Você é
right.
burro, cara. Aqui, ó. Aqui, ó.
That's not right.
Pô, caralho. Aí você tá me fudendo sem motivo nenhum. Lógico que é aquilo que ela pintou, cara. Como não tá certo? Não é o desenho da Freya, essa giromba?
That's right.
Ah,
I had assumed it was purely abstract.
parece
I
mesmo.
just
Olha
thought
lá
it
de
had a good
costas.
energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled
Entendi.
of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For
Ela não
quite some
aguenta mais, só
time,
quer
she'd
comer
been
a sopa e
trying to
dormir
break
de
into
tanga.
Pointer's laboratory.
Tati, hoje eu vou
Freya
assistir
and her friends
Homem-Aranha,
were
mano.
halfway through
Tá? Que
deciphering those
lançou
symbols on the
finalmente.
harp
Então por
statue, I
isso
believe.
também, tá, mano?
Why did she
Quero
care
assistir
about
meu
getting into
Spider-Man que eu não
Pointer's lab?
assisti, mano.
That's exactly what I wondered.
Vou
At
assistir, mano.
first, I thought
Finalmente
perhaps she just
lançou.
wanted to free the Beatles. She has a fondness for them.
Ainda é, eu
What
não
Pointer was
assisti não,
doing
mano.
upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she
Lançou?
wanted
Lançou.
to free Fiona.
Quem que é Fiona, mano? A
The real
Fifi?
reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower.
Lançou na Apple
was
TV,
that
já
she
dá pra
could not
comprar.
get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all 3 families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of her room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Or the knife. The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
Não funcionou, não. Eu já tinha visto que isso era uma pena 4 horas. É que meu detetive é
Why not
burro.
take your first chance and leave?
Tá? Funcionou porra nenhuma.
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Nossa, desmaiou todo mundo. E ela foi embora, chat. Roubou o barco e foi embora. Eu não acredito que eu fiquei todo esse tempo, cara. Eu tô deixando de jantar pra vocês deixar a mina embora, irmão. Ah, não, mano. Não é possível.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two, all right?
My head hurts. What happened
Não,
to
é
us?
impossível isso.
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Ops.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower,
Eu
you were
falei que
both
não era ele, tá
unconscious,
ligado?
and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and
falei?
Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us because he liked Penny a lot.
Ele não era noivo dela, mano?
What happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Tu tava
Hang on.
suspeitando até de
Poppy,
você mesmo?
why
Ah, nunca
do you
se
have
sabe, né,
Penny's
Ru?
hatbird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
Eu não
I'm
acredito,
afraid
mano, que
she
eu fiz
did.
tudo isso pra mina
We
fugir.
had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you
Vender,
going
né,
to give
mano?
it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again.
Não, ou soltar ele, né?
I think that's what she would have
É
wanted.
lógico, eu faria a mesma coisa. Ah, acabou! Que isso, cara? Você jura que eu fiquei 8 horas? Achei que era 3, eu fiquei 8 horas pra resolver o crime e a mina fugir, cara. Quem teve essa ideia? Ah, não, não é possível. Não acredito, chat. Eu não acredito. Nem pra gente vender o besourinho aí e ficar rico, mano. Tô brincando, eu prefiro ele feliz aí. Ô, o jogo foi mó legal, na verdade, vai. Foi divertido pra caralho. Foi muito da hora, mano. Ô, Rodrigo, que traduziu. Obrigado, Rodrigo. Muito obrigado, mano. Né? Pô, foi muito da hora o jogo. Foi muito divertido, mano, a investigação. Foi mó da hora, mano. A arte do jogo maravilhosa. Era muito da hora quando você resolvia o negócio e ficava mostrando, né, as coisas. Mó bonitinho, mano. Muito bom o jogo. Gostei pra caralho, mano. Pena que os enigmas, né, chat, foram muito fáceis, né, pra mim. Não fiquei preso em nenhum, porque meu cérebro é gigante. Vai ter de jogar o 2, lógico que eu vou. Olha lá, olha lá. Trilha sonora do jogo sensacional também, mano. Muito boa a trilha sonora do jogo, mano. E a arte também maravilhosa. A dublagem também maravilhosa. Tudo nesse jogo era muito bom, mano. Pô, muito bom mesmo. Foi muito divertido, velho. O que é a galeria de arte? Ah, é os lugares, os itens, as pistas. Da hora, mano. Muito bom. Terminamos, chat. Foi da hora pra caralho, mano. Nossa, adorei o traço do jogo. Não, era muito bonito. Tudo no jogo era bonito. Gostei também do que rolou, né? Tipo, você acha que é uma faca, daí do nada é uma pena. Achei da hora, achei muito bom. Achei da hora pra caralho, me diverti muito. Foi muito legal. Só não gostei da mina fugir no fim, né? Pô, foi meio inútil, né? Tudo que eu fiquei fazendo. Veja o clipe, vou ver já. Mas, mano, o jogo foi muito bom. Muito bom, muito bom. Gostei pra caralho. Muito divertido, mano. Deixa eu ver quanto tempo foi pra gente terminar. Eu saí. Foi muito divertido, mano. Cliquei no botão errado. Pô, faltou 2 achievements pra eu zerar. Não acredito, não. Faltou 2 pra eu pegar o completo, tá ligado? Cadê o clipe? Calma aí, que eu preciso abrir o bagulho primeiro pra ver o clipe. Deixa eu ver esse clipe aí que vocês ficaram rindo. Eu não entendi o motivo, mano, das risadas. Consigo abrir o canal, velho? Oh. Cadê o clipe? Cadê o clipe? Oh, meu Deus, minha água fica na frente. Cadê o clipe? Cadê o clipe? Manda aí, manda aí, manda aí.
To Remington.
Mano, na moral. Olha minha carinha ali já.
To Remington's, Poppy's mother, Primrose, and her brother Richard.
Calma, é isso, cara?
Five people that
To Remington.
Nada demais, não entendi.
And her brother Richard.
Não entendi, nada demais, mano.
five people that
Só deu uma espreguiçadinha.
Poppy's mother, Primrose, and her brother Richard.
And it's his father.
Ah, nossa, mano. Nada demais. Só deu uma espreguiçadinha tranquila ali. Uma espreguiçadinha relax.